People like you with just a high school diploma are less likely to get their proposals through than college graduates like me. If you get it, then stay out of this project from now on. I was taken aback when my boss, a college graduate named Madison, claimed my proposal, which I had submitted after joining the company, as someone with only a high school diploma. Anyway, I will be in charge of this project. It has been decided. There's nothing I can do when it's been decided. I suppose a college graduate boss will surely manage somehow. Believing she also spoke German, I decided to support her. My name is Jack, a guy who joined a confectionery manufacturer straight out of high school and is working hard every day as a rookie in sales. Good morning. Morning, Jack. You're always so energetic. Jack, you are always early. Huh, it's only 8 o'clock. No way. It's only natural for me to come in before my seniors. I live by the principle of starting the morning with a cheerful greeting, and as always, I greeted my colleagues with a lot of energy upon arriving at the office today. I've always been involved in sports, which has instilled in me a strong sense of hierarchy typical of athletic teams. I feel it's my duty to prepare things before my seniors arrive. So, even after I became a member of society, I thought it was only natural for me, the most junior member of the sales team, to be the first to arrive, unlock the office door, and turn on the computers for my seniors. The older folks often tell me, "You don't have to do that, you know," but it's like a habit that's become second nature to me. Perhaps because of this, my colleagues treat me well, and I've gradually started to see the results of my work. So right now, I'm really enjoying every day. Good morning, everyone. Jack, could you keep it down a bit? You're always so loud. I've told you this how many times? Sorry, Madison. I've always greeted people at this volume. It's a habit from way back, right? I suppose that's about all the brains someone with just a high school education has. With a heavy sigh, Madison settled into her seat. It seems she's in a foul mood this morning too. Ever since I joined the sales department, it's been like this just with me. Madison is an extremely capable person, the first woman to become a chief in our sales department. A graduate from a prestigious national university, she's tough on herself and others, but she handles everything with precision, and everyone expects she'll be the next department head. Of course, I think so too. After the morning meeting wrapped up, I was being schooled by my mentor, Bob, on various tasks. As the rookie I am, there's a limited number of things I can do, so I'm all about answering phones, giving cheerful greetings and responses. I'm determined to give it my all in what I can do while working every day. Then, just before the end of the shift at 5 p.m., Madison called out to me. Jack, could you make 50 copies of this printout, staple them in sets of 10 to make the materials? Here's the sample. They're for the meeting tomorrow morning, so make sure you finish them today. Even a high school grad like you can handle this, right? Madison handed me the printouts, and I responded with a loud yes, I'll do my best, before dashing off to the copier. All right, take care. You too. While I was copying, Madison had left for the day. She's probably leaving early to prepare for tomorrow's meeting. I've heard that if management doesn't leave, it's tough for the rest to follow suit. As I pondered this, I finally finished copying. Then, I returned to my desk and dumped the huge pile of papers in front of me. Looking at this pile all over again, it's quite the load. Can I get through all of it? No, I've decided I will finish it today. With that determination in my heart, I grabbed the stapler and started putting together the materials. Almost immediately after I began, I heard, Jack, that's rough, I'll give you a hand. Me too, said Bob and Ken, offering to help. What? But you guys, it's already time to leave. I was thinking of heading out, but how can I leave when my adorable junior is working hard? No way I can go first. Yeah, and with all of us on it, we'll be done in no time. Bob and Ken, each with a stapler in hand, told me this. Are these guys angels or what? Moved by their kindness, I handed them some of the materials. The sound of staplers echoed through the sales department. But Jack, you've caught Madison's eye having to put up with this kind of harassment, Bob said. Wait, Is this harassment? I asked, surprised. Come on, what else would you call it? The seniors chimed in together. Oh, a double punchline. Having to make copies and assemble materials minutes before finish time, while she heads out on time. You really didn't notice. I thought it was Madison's way of showing tough love. Bob just looked at me and said, seriously. Ken looked at me with eyes that couldn't believe what they were seeing, and said, man, where do you feel the love in this? Even I can feel a shred of affection here. Seems like Madison basically has it out for Jack. Oh, maybe that's because I'm not that good at my job. Well, it's only natural since you're still the newbie. Though, I guess it also has to do with the fact that you and she are just complete opposites. I definitely think that Madison and I are completely different. From the standpoint of Madison, who's calm and good at her job, I must seem like a noisy guy who can't cut it. Starting tomorrow, I'm going to try to keep my voice down. Then one day, during lunch break, my personal cell phone rang. The call was from a friend, and because it had been a few years since we last talked, we really enjoyed catching up. It turns out this friend took over his dad's business a while back, and now he's planning a big project there. He asked if I could lend a hand with it. Hey, Bob, got a sec for some advice? Sure, what's up, Jack? I told my mentor, Bob, about the call and asked what he thought about the project as a business idea. That sounds good, but man, you've got some impressive connections to know someone like that. Nah, just an old acquaintance, really. Bob suggested, why don't you run it by Madison? So, I brought up the project idea to her. What do you think about this project? Well, we haven't had any new initiatives lately, so it might be good. This could be the perfect chance to learn how to draft a proposal from Bob. Once you've got it, show me what you come up with, she said. So, I tried to draft a proposal while Bob taught. Thanks to Bob's help, I finally finished the proposal and handed it over to Madison. After reading it, she said, I'll take charge of this project. Huh? People are more likely to take a project seriously if it's headed by a college grad like me rather than a high school grad like you. Understand? So, stay out of this from now on. But that's what? You think you can do this job better than I can? Madison glared at me, and I blurted out without thinking, no, of course not. Anyway, I'm taking over this project. That's final. With that, Madison stood up, took the proposal, and left. If it's a done deal, there's not much I can do. I'll just have to leave it in her hands. With that thought, I decided to step back from the project. A few days later, it was announced that this initiative would become a major company-wide project and a project team was assembled. As expected, my name was not among the diverse group of team members gathered from various departments. Looking at the bulletin board with the names of the project members, I'll be honest, I felt a bit down. Of course, the project leader was none other than Madison. Jack, that's a bummer. Who would have guessed Madison would just snatch a project like that? Bob, standing next to me looking at the notice, seemed down for some reason too. By the way, Bob wasn't on the team either. That must have been the reason for his disappointment. It's not your fault, Bob. Let's keep our spirits up. Oh, yeah, well, with Madison in charge, I'm sure it'll be a success. Let's just focus on our other work and do our best. Right. Yeah, Madison is different from me, a college graduate. Maybe she can handle this too and everything will be just fine. The whole company was gearing up for this project, and I spent my days working while watching over it. Just yesterday, I passed by the busy Madison in the hallway and greeted her with, hard work as usual. Then she said, Jack, I'm sorry it seems like I took your project, but you know, it probably was better for a college grad like me to propose it, right? I replied honestly with, indeed, as expected, and she had a rather ambiguous expression on her face. I couldn't understand what that expression meant, but I admired the hard work she's putting in. Man, it's tough every single day, says Leah, who started at the company the same time I did. Leah is so talented that she was picked for the project team, and there's talk she'll be the first among our peers to make it big. Even someone as capable as her seems swamped with this project. I heard as much when we chatted in the break room. It really does sound like it's a grind every day. I have a meeting with folks from another company tomorrow, and I have to start preparing for it now. If there's anything I can help with, just let me know, anytime. Thanks a bunch, Jack. But you know, since it's pretty well known that Madison has it out for you, I'd probably get an earful if I relied on you. So I'll just take the thought, okay. Leah said this with a laugh. Then, the next day, I was in the sales department organizing some documents. Suddenly, I heard the sound of hurried footsteps, and the next moment, the door to the sales department was flung open with incredible force. Jack, I heard my name called. It was Leah. Jack, come to the conference room, right now. While saying that, Leah came closer to me. Hey, Leah, what's going on? No time to explain. Just hurry up. I was practically dragged by the arm by Leah, rushing out of the sales department and into a conference room. When we got to the conference room, there was Madison, as pale as a ghost. And for some reason, she was sitting under the desk. Madison, are you all right? Are you feeling sick or something? It's all your fault. Huh? But never mind that, Jack. You can speak German, right? Please, take over from Madison. That's when I remembered that there was supposed to be a meeting today. Wait, you mean Madison can't speak German? Of course, most people can't. Just hurry. I thought since she had a college degree, she'd be able to. Just because I have a degree doesn't mean I can speak it, do I? Oh, I was yelled at by Leah and it hit me. Come to think of it, Leah had said she couldn't speak German either. That's just the way it was. In front of the chair where Madison had probably been sitting was a laptop, closed shut. When I opened the laptop, there was a man filling the screen. It was Franz, an old acquaintance of mine from Germany. Franz, you're really attending this meeting today. Ah, Jack, how have you been? Great, you too. Oh, you're working hard as the boss, I see. You bet, I'm the president now. Plus, this whole job was my idea. Watching me and Franz converse in German, Madison's eyes were wide with surprise. Franz's company is a well-known confectionery manufacturer in Germany, and he had recently taken over as president from his father. Since I happen to work for a confectionery manufacturer in the US, in the same line of business, Franz proposed we collaborate on a confectionery project between Germany and the US, which led to the current plan. Franz's company is large with branches all over the world. They have a branch in the US too, and all the meetings so far had been with someone from the American branch. Today's meeting wrapped up smoothly, and just as we were about to call it a day, branch office staff said, "Our company president would like to say a few words today, so I'm going to connect him remotely now." Your company's president? Yes, he hasn't had the chance to greet the project leader yet. As you may know, our president is German and speaks only German. But Madison, you can speak German, right? While preparing the connection, the branch representative continued, and Madison's face grew increasingly pale. I actually can't speak any German, Madison admitted honestly, but the representative seemed confused. Really? But the president said, the project leader has a college degree, so they must surely speak German. It was me who told Franz that. Unfortunately, the person from the American branch who could speak German had to step out suddenly due to an urgent phone call, leaving right as the remote connection was made. With no German skills, Madison found herself trapped and impulsively shut the laptop, crouching down on the spot. That's when Leah remembered that I could speak German and came to fetch me from the sales department. That's how we got here. So, is it all right if I handle the new contract when I visit the US? I'd really like to go to the US again after so long. Hold on a sec. Madison, Franz is asking if it's okay to finalize the contract when he visits the US. I relayed what I heard from Franz to Madison. Yes, that's fine. She says it's fine. Let us know when you plan to come to the US again. Will do. And Franz, I'm sorry for the mix-up, but our project leader doesn't speak any German at all. Oh, is that so? So when you come to Views, I'll act as the interpreter. That means I'll get to meet Jack too. Looking forward to it. With that, the remote session ended, and I closed the laptop again. Jack, you really are fluent in German. It was Leah who said this. Yeah, well, glad I could help. You really saved us, thanks a bunch. Madison, that's great news for you. Looking over at Madison, she was trembling all over. Is she angry? Jack, are you implying I should speak German just because I have a college degree? Is that some kind of dig? What? No, I didn't mean. And why on earth can you speak German so well when you only have a high school diploma? As Madison fumed red-faced, I decided it was time to explain why I could speak German. Actually, I'm really into soccer, and I've been part of a club team. When I was 15, I even went to Germany for 3 years to play soccer. Huh? Madison, with a surprised look, just stood there with her mouth agape. You might not know this, Madison, but back then, Jack was quite a famous soccer player, almost like a prodigy. Lee added for me. Learning German was quite a challenge, but after spending 3 years there, I managed to pick up the language. I was actually set to join a professional German soccer team, but unfortunately, I injured my knee and had to give up on my soccer career. At that time, I was filled with nothing but despair, but I had to accept it as fate. In the end, I came back from Germany to the US, re-entered high school, graduated, and when I thought about what I loved next, I realized I enjoyed sweets both in the US and Germany, and that's why I joined this company. By the way, Franz was a teammate from the same club team in Germany. He used to play soccer professionally in Germany, but retired a few years back and is now a company president. If you're such an amazing soccer player and speak German, you should brag about it more. Well, it's not like I was hiding it, but unless you're into soccer, you wouldn't know, and I didn't feel the need to bring it up unless asked, I said with a laugh. Jack, I'm so sorry for before. Suddenly, Madison apologized. What? Why are you apologizing to me, Madison? I used to look down on you, thinking you were just a noisy high school grad. To be honest, I was just jealous of you. Jealous? You were jealous of me. I've always been bad at socializing and expressing my feelings. Jack, you are so genuine with your emotions and good at making friends. You were adored by everyone right from the start, and I was honestly envious. That's why I disliked you and said those sarcastic remarks and treated you the way I did. Madison, but I'm going to change my ways. You've really helped us out this time. Thank you so much. That was the moment when Madison showed me a smile for the first time. Ever since that day, Madison has changed her tune and started being kind to me. When I greet her, she says good morning back, and she's been showing me the ropes at work. She even said, you've got to brag more about speaking German, and she stopped giving me grief for only having a high school diploma. Bob and the others joked, Madison must have eaten something strange. A few weeks later, we went to the airport to welcome Franz, who had come to the US. Franz over here, Jack. Franz was waving his arms wildly, rolling a big suitcase towards us. Franz, let me introduce you. This is my co-worker Leah, and my boss, Madison. We were there to pick up Franz also because of a contract for a new project, so I had Madison and Leah come along for the ride. Pleased to meet you, I'm Madison. Sorry for any rudeness over our remote meeting the other day. I'm Leah. After the two exchanged greetings, I translated for Franz in German, and his demeanor suddenly changed. Jack, what's up? I'm smitten with this Madison. I want to take her back to Germany and marry her. Wait, you're moving too fast. Since when were you such a ladies' man? I'm not a ladies' man. I'm serious. Translate for me, quick. So, I told Madison that Franz said he's fallen for her at first sight and wants to take her back to Germany. What? Franz walked up next to a wide-eyed and astonished Madison. Madison, I'm crazy about you. Let's get married, he said in his broken, alien-like confession and proposal. Beside me and Leah, a great deal of laughter escaped us. However, Madison, faced with such a sudden statement, was not going to accept it, saying, no, I can't deal with this out of the blue, and so Franz was turned down by her. Franz looked visibly downcast, but he declared, I won't give up, no matter what. He quickly signed a contract documents we had for him, and he planned to spend the next 2 weeks or so touring the US. That's why I thought his suitcase was unusually big. The sudden confession from Franz and Madison didn't seem totally opposed. Leah confided to me secretly, so Leah and I decided to help deepen their relationship a bit while Franz was in the US, concocting various strategies. From that day on, Franz began his relentless pursuit of Madison, and we supported him while trying to leave them alone together, but 2 weeks wasn't enough for things to go smoothly. Before we knew it, the days had flown by, and it was about time for Franz to return to Germany. "Franz, when are you going back to Germany?" "I'm not going back." "What?" "I won't return to Germany until I take Madison with me. I can work remotely, and as a CEO, it's okay," Franz said with a thumbs up and a good smile. This guy, he's serious. Is this what the power of love can do to a person? "So, Jack, can I still count on your help?" "Sure thing. I'll stick with you through thick and thin." I made up my mind, told Leah, and decided to continue supporting Franz's vigorous pursuit of Madison. Every day, being whispered words of love and subjected to relentless pursuit, Madison apparently told Leah, "I never thought someone would fall for someone like me." Then, a month later, Madison finally gave in, and they got engaged. After the engagement with Franz, Madison went off to Germany to live. Consequently, she ended up resigning from our company. Who would have thought Madison would leave for marriage? All the employees were shocked, and it seemed Madison herself was surprised too. The next chief was decided to be Bob, but when Madison came to say her goodbyes, she told me, "Keep doing your best as you always have, and I believe you'll become a chief and eventually even a department head. Your positivity is your asset." Meanwhile, as we were devising strategies to bring Franz and Madison closer, I found myself working closely with Leah, and naturally, we became close. As things progressed, I started dating Leah, and I was feeling the joy of having a girlfriend. Everyone has their own unique strengths, and how you leverage them can change your life. I have the strength of always being positive and trying hard, and I believe that if I keep at it, people will recognize it someday. I swore to myself to keep working hard at my job, using my positivity as my weapon, just as Madison advised.